Welcome guys, it's Drea here. This is a different angle I'm coming to you at from. Anyways, I had to change my setup around. It's also nighttime. The lighting is kind of crap. You know how it goes. Okay, so hopefully you give me your feedback. How about that? Give me your feedback, what you think about this setup and the lighting. I am filming at 8 o'clock at night, so that's not a great thing. So this is a favorites follow-up video. So basically a year ago, these were my favorites for the month of June. I thought it would be a good idea to look back in time a little bit and revisit them, see if they're still favorites, see if I still like them, have any of my thoughts changed, etc, etc. It's always nice to kind of like look back and see. Alright, so my first two favorites back in June 2017 were these two foundations. These foundations are similar but very different in different ways. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir foundation. This is in the shade 610. It's what I decided to put on today so that you guys could see it. This is a medium coverage foundation. I like that about it. I like that it's very skin-like. It looks like real skin. It doesn't look like cake face, like completely full coverage. It's definitely very dewy, and as a result I can't really wear it in the very hottest months, being I already have oily skin. Adding on top of it like heat and humidity, this foundation doesn't work in the summertime for me, but I do still really love it. My whole makeup kind of routine has really changed over the last couple months. I went from working from home and having a part-time job out of the house to working 40 hours a week out of the house. And it has just completely changed how I can wear makeup. It used to be that I would put on makeup, you know, for 4 hours. I would do all-day wear tests here and there, but for the most part I was doing mostly like not all day wearing my makeup. So something like this was fine for that, because by the time it was breaking down on my oily skin, I was taking it off anyway. There's no way now that I can wear this through a full work day. So I am either lately wearing no foundation to work or wearing like my most mattifying foundations. I also am trying to use up quite a bit of foundations in my makeup use up, and as a result of that, I'm kind of, stuff like this is being pushed to the side. I can't even remember the last time I wore this, even though I really love it. I just have too much foundation in my collection, and like I said, trying to use up stuff. So I don't know when I'll be like getting to that again. I love wearing it for stuff like this, like filming. I think it looks really beautiful, but it's just not good for me for every day. Now, if you are dry or combo, I'm sure it would be lovely on you. This, however, I do think lasts throughout the entire workday for me, and it gives me the same finish. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. Mine is in the shade Sand. I love the way this looks on my skin. Again, very natural looking, medium coverage, still let some imperfections come through so that you're not, like I said, like a porcelain doll. But this definitely like is very good on oily skin. Like it lasts throughout the day. So I love this. It's been a while since I've been using this. I have been trying to use some of my dewier foundations in these kind of colder months while I still can, but come the summertime I will probably finish this. This is about 2/3 done, so I'm sure in the summertime that will be gone, but that is still a huge favorite. Last year began my love affair with Ardell Foaming Lashes. They are still my absolute favorite brand of lashes. These are the 812s. There's a close-up of them. They're very voluminous, very fluffy. They're really good quality. They do not fall apart at all. I can wear these multiple times, multiple uses without them falling apart at all, and I just love the way they look. I'm not wearing them today because, again, I want to show you and I only have one pair, but I still really love those. I'm pretty sure I put those in my favorites of the year last year, so yeah. Alright, I have a couple lip products here. Number one is this from NYX. This is called Nude Suede Shoes. It's just a really good nude lip pencil. I would compare this kind of, well, definitely in terms of formula, to the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat formula. Like, it's so smooth and creamy, and it's just like a perfect nude. So this is what I'm wearing to line my lips today. And then on top of that, I'm wearing the CoverGirl Melting Pout Gel Liquid Lipstick. This is in 105 Gelful. Okay, this formula, I do still absolutely love it. Love this color. Love what's going on my lips right now. I did just declutter a darker shade of this. The thing about this formula is that because it's a gel lipstick and it comes in this kind of format, the same as like the Too Faced melting ones, because it's gel, it definitely moves around. It's definitely shiny and glossy, and you know, it doesn't set, it doesn't get matte at all. You can't really do vampy lips in this formula as far as I'm concerned, because like on me, they get all over my teeth, or they just like, they transfer, or if I'm eating, you know, it'll go down my chin, whatever. But nudes are totally fine. So I did declutter like my darker vampier color. I think I only had one. Anyways, and I kept the two very like nudie pink ones because I still love this formula, and I don't need more. Like I said, like I would buy more nudes, but I don't need more nudes. Anyway, I do really recommend this. I think it's a really good. I could see myself actually using this up at some point. Another one is this. This is from Pretty Vulgar. This is the Bury Them With a Smile lipstick in Prim and Proper. Use the nails. I'm still trying to grow them out and condition them. Ignore my nails. But look at the packaging on this. It's so beautiful. Besides the actual packaging, which is gorgeous, I do really love this color. Again, like a perfect rosy, nudie mauve. It's just really great. The formula is really long lasting. There's no scent. I don't wear this very often, but that's just because I have so many nudes in my collection. And if you follow my channel, you know I try to do quite a few different lip products in the month so that I can bring you my lip swatch video every month. So I don't get a lot of use out of that, but it is a really beautiful color, and I don't think it's like undupable though, so I don't know that it's really worth the high price tag. Pretty Vulgar Cosmetics, I don't know what is going on with them. They came to Sephora kind of with a whimper. Like there was this big launch and people liked the packaging, but that was almost the only thing anybody liked about it, and then ever since then I haven't really heard anything about them. And it seems like maybe they're trying to do something lately because they put a product in BoxyCharm. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what Sephora's doing with them to promote them, but I feel like they need a relaunch or a revamp or something because nobody really seems to care. And I think that has a lot to do with the prices, because you can get lipsticks like this kind of exact formula and color for way cheaper. I don't know. I'm not an expert. One of my favorites back last June was the L'Oreal Infallible Sponge. I still love that sponge. It is my favorite sponge over the Beauty Blender. It's like, it's better than a Beauty Blender. It's the best drugstore sponge for sure, in my opinion. I haven't repurchased it only because I have other sponges that I had kind of as backups, and I'm trying not to over purchase things lately, but it's nice and big and fluffy. The texture of it is what I love the most. It feels like softer than a Beauty Blender, but just as like full, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just love the way it applies foundation. I went from being a brush girl, like a foundation brush girl, to being completely sponge all the way after I started using that sponge. So yeah, absolutely I will go back and repurchase that once I go through a few sponges in my collection, and I really wholeheartedly recommend it. So last year I think was the first time I purchased single pressed eyeshadows from ColourPop, because I remember the first three I purchased were the three in this favorites. So Paper Tiger, 143, and Let Me Explain. I've talked about a couple of these many times. Definitely I've talked about 143. It is just the most beautiful matte purple. It's so good. And I know I've talked about Paper Tiger since this video as well. It's just a really rich mustard, not green, yellow, mustard yellow. Perfect transition. I'm using both of these today, 143 in the crease, Paper Tiger in the transition. Now I went in with Let Me Explain, and I'll give you a swatch of all of these, but I went in with this all over my lid to begin with tonight, and I really didn't end up liking it. Not sure what I loved about that particular shadow last year. Probably just because they were the first three I had tried, and I was just kind of mentioning them all together. But Let Me Explain, I don't really think it's the best quality. It doesn't really last all day long. The purple and the yellow are both very unique shades, and you don't see purples and yellows like that very often, especially with that intensity of pigment and how blendable they are. They really are really blendable. So over top, I did go in with Glass Bowl, which I've talked about many times. This is a duochrome, very soft too. purple shifting. I am going to drop my Z palette on the floor just like I did last week if I'm not careful. So there it is right there, kind of purple blue shifting, beautiful color. How weirdly did I just say the word beautiful? All over the lid. But because in that video I had also talked about this, I decided to put this on top of it even. This is one of the Stila Magnificent Metals shadows. This is in the shade Sea Siren, which again, it's a purple blue shift. So kind of like if Glass Bull was a liquid form, you can see how those two things are pretty, like, they have some similarities. Obviously very different formats, but I'll give you a swatch of this as well. Because this is a liquid, it definitely is able to do that shifting thing with even more intensity than a pressed shadow would be able to. But you can see it on the lid, like it really just reflects in this really interesting way. This one in particular was limited edition. I don't know if you can still get it. It's one of my favorites. I hope that they continue to do more kind of sparkly colorful ones, because they did a whole lineup just of beautiful metallics, which I'm in love with all of the Stila Glitter and Glows, but I love especially the colorful ones because it's something a little bit different. All right, lastly from Clara Cosmetics, this is the Desert Dusk palette. This I picked up in Winners, which is the exact same store as TJ Maxx. It's just called something different in Canada. As you can tell, very nice, warm toned, like look at the size of these pans. Warm toned shadows. This really reminds me of the Queen of Hearts palette from Colored Rain. And it's not a complete dupe palette by any means, but it does have those kind of metallic shades in it, and then it has these really intense warm mattes in it as well. But there are some swatches there. Again, all the buzzwords: pigmented, blendable, like really intense. I want to use this kind of burnished bronze shade all over my lid. What is a makeup lover to do sometimes? You know, I wonder, you only have so much eye space and so many days in the year. Like, I look at some of my makeup and I'm just like, I want to use that all the time, and then I just can't move on from something to other things I love because it's just so beautiful. I've heard from some of you that Clara Cosmetics is available from QVC. That's great for you Americans. There's no QVC in Canada as far as I know, but I don't think the shopping channel sells them. Anyway, it's a beautiful palette. So if you can find them, I've also purchased other Clara Cosmetics palettes that I found in Winners, and they're super cheap there, so bonus. So that is it for my favorites follow-up for today. I hope that you found this information really helpful. I really do like looking back in time because sometimes tastes change. You know, you can change your opinion depending on a lot of factors. And also I wanted to ask you guys if you would be interested in kind of like a get ready with me Q&A life update video. Not that my life has really changed all that much, but sometimes it's nice to kind of update everybody on what's going on. I don't know, but I feel like there's not enough content with me just telling you about my job change because that's really the only life change there is. If you have any questions of any sort, just leave them in the comments below, and if there is enough, I will definitely do a Q&A video shortly for you guys. But that's it for today. If you have not subscribed yet, definitely do that. I would love to see you around in the future. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you're speaking kindly to yourself, especially when you look in the mirror. And I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye!